Hello and welcome to the 60X Business Show. My name is Kitumaini, and together with my guest, we'll have different conversation about entrepreneurship, business, and life. This is the show you've been waiting for. Stay tuned. Welcome to today's conversation, and today's guest is Simon Sondern. Simon, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to have you. How is business doing during this pandemic?
Well, I mean, it's challenging as it is for every business, but there's a silver lining. We've seen in the first weeks, months there was a lot of uncertainty, and especially in our lines of businesses, uncertainty is never good. But now we see that the market is recovering, that people are interested in investing again. So we are very hopeful, and actually, business is almost back to normal.
Wonderful. Glad to hear that. A little bit of background. Simon, he's the founder and CEO of Vibe Kigali, Vibe House, and Vibe Car. He's really a serial entrepreneur who looks at different opportunities and try to tap into them. And in today's conversation, we'll have one-on-one conversation to dive deeper and get to know him, get to know the business, so that you as viewers can be inspired on how you can build successful businesses. Simon, are you excited to dive deeper into this show?
Very much so, yes.
Okay, relax. It's going to be fun and it's going to be fine. We'll be spinning the wheel, and then we're going to select a random number, and then from there I will ask you a question. Are you ready to start?
I am.
Let's start. Let's hold the drums and wait. 8. What drives your move to start your business in Rwanda than any other market? Why Rwanda?
Okay, so I arrived in Rwanda in 2015.
Yeah.
I was working for a larger company before in Uganda.
Yeah.
Went back to my home country, to Germany, for a short time where I finished my master's. But I had, during my time in Uganda, fallen in love with East Africa, with the region, and I saw so many opportunities, so I knew I wanted to come back and start a business. And I've heard all these good things about Rwanda, how easy it is to open a business here, and all the opportunities. So when the decision was to be made where I would go, I thought, after reading all this, I should try out Rwanda. So in October 2015, I booked a one-way flight from Frankfurt to Kigali, and I've been here ever since.
So once you booked that one-way ticket, nothing was in your mind and say, I don't know what's going to happen next, but you just say, let's just see and swim in the water, and we don't know what's going to happen next. Or you have some ideas behind, maybe I can still come back.
I think I had a few ideas. I know I was always passionate about marketing. I was always passionate about real estate. So I had ideas, but I had no specific plans. Also, I didn't know anyone. So it was, it was just a decision I took and said, now is the perfect time to try it out. And looking back, it sounds a bit crazy, but I'm very happy I did it then, because things have developed very well. I feel at home in Rwanda, and this is where I want to be.
Wonderful. Let's pull a little bit to the backgrounds. Can you tell the listeners what is Vibe Kigali about, and also Vibe House and soon Vibe Cars? Can you paint us the picture, because some viewers don't know about that?
So Vibe Kigali was the first company that I started when I arrived in Rwanda, and it does advertising for the hospitality industry, for restaurants, for hotels, for events, for really anything that's going on in Kigali. It was driven, the decision to start it was out of the personal experience that, as I just told you, I arrived here without knowing anyone. And it was not quite easy to find your way around and to find out, where the events are happening. So when I saw that, I thought, I was looking for an opportunity anyways. That's what I came here for. So it presented itself, and we started that. And then as the company grew, we were looking for office space, and I also saw an opportunity in real estate, brokering, where we combine what we did on the advertising agency with services in real estate. So we had all these resources such as photographers, so we just decided, let's give it a go.
Wow.
And Vibe Cars is just a logic consequence. It's the same target group as houses. It's pretty much the same processes as listing and selling or letting houses. So we have a young, motivated team, and one of these team members has now taken on this task to establish Vibe Cars.
Wonderful, that's really amazing. I will come back to the team because I have a question about the team, but let's spin the wheel to the next question.
All right. Oh, wow.
That's between 9 and 10. Can you spin again?
I'll spin slow.
Okay. That's 13.
13.
Growing up as a kid, what was your dream job? Did you envision that one day you'll be an entrepreneur, a business person, or you had completely different ideas back then?
I actually have the dream job right now that I envisioned me to have as a kid.
Okay.
So I was always passionate about having ideas and being able to put those ideas into practice. So it became quite clear that this is what I wanted to do even before I knew that this was entrepreneurship was the term for that. I really realized that this is what I want to do and that entrepreneurship is my path when I had to decide what to study after school. So I went to business school because I couldn't really say what exactly I wanted to do. I had so many ideas, and I just loved the freedom that it gives you, that you just see a problem and you start thinking about it, talk with friends, and when you come up with a solution, you have the liberty to put it into place.
So did you, when you went back to business school, it's that moment when you had some ideas that's probably one day I'll become an entrepreneur, one day I'll start some venture, or it starts before that? Was there going to business school like spark some of those momentum in you when you met different people?
It was more the other way around. Me going to business school or deciding to go to business school was a result of my ambition to become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But the school I went to is very entrepreneurial, so there were a lot of success stories from alumni, and they come to talk to you, and that's when when I realized it's possible. You know, what you have to do is you just try, and if you fail, then you get up, shovel off the dust, and
you learn.
you learn, and then you go on to the next thing.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So I like the idea, what you just talked about, learning, trying, failing, and then keep moving, because it's one of the most important things as entrepreneurs. So you don't know if a certain venture will succeed or not, but you just take a risk. It's one of those hard decisions, hard ways to take, but through along the way, you learn, you iterate, and then you move on, and then you get experience, and then your experience, it's an asset for you as an entrepreneur. So let's spin the wheel for another question.
Let's go.
We already had 8.
We already had 8. Let's go again then. 10.
10. This is an amazing one. Are you ready?
I am. Hopefully.
Do you have a moment in life running basically your business, and then you realize, actually, this is too much, and you say, and you feel like, should I give up or not?
Yeah, about 3 times a week. No, it's especially with the 3 companies now, it's just really a lot of work. But when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. You know, sometimes there's just moments when you've had a busy day running from one meeting to the other, and then you get back to the office and you hear that a big deal has not come through or something like this. Of course, that's emotionally challenging from time to time. But those are just a few moments. In these moments, it's bad, but when you see the big picture, there's so many positive things that just cover this up. And by the end of the day, you don't even remember that it was hard.
Okay, cool. Glad that you experience the same thing that every entrepreneur experience, because running a business is very hard, and then I can imagine running 3 ventures, how hard that must be, and you may feel about that. But you keep thriving, you keep pushing on, which is something great. You run a digital advertising company. You help clients brand themselves. You help, especially businesses in tourism and hospitality, to be exposed there so that different customers may find them. Did you see advertising be something key and crucial during this pandemic? And how did you tap into those opportunities? Because businesses were channeling some of their marketing budgets into online advertisements. How did you tap into those opportunities with the clients you already have and even new potential clients?
So what we did from the very beginning actually is that we focused a lot on creating affordable advertising solutions, because especially when you look at restaurants, you know, it's usually there's an owner who is mostly, or not mostly, but sometimes the chef, and so they're running the show. So they have very little time to dedicate to marketing, which means that they need a trusted partner that takes care of the advertising for them in an affordable way. And the most affordable thing is digital, because you don't have printing costs, or distribution costs, and you can target it quite precisely. So we have been growing that line of business with our classifieds list and our Kigali directory, where we take over all aspects of it. Because, for example, if you have a restaurant and you want to have a website, we have a lot of people who come to us and say we need a website. It's great to have a website, but when you're not on the top results in Google, it's it's hard to be found. Almost pointless. So we saw that and developed this product of the directory, where each business can upload all items that they would have on their own website, but it's part of the bigger directory where we do the search engine optimization, where we make sure that we're on the top results. So we have always put a focus on this, on affordability and reliability. During this pandemic now, it's difficult. You know, when people have to make the decision what to spend money on, we usually encourage them to take care of their staff and rent and so on first. So we have, however, developed a project which is digital menus, QR code menus, to help fight the spread of the virus and also to implement the paperless directives that are issued. So instead of, when you are in a restaurant, having a physically printed menu, there's a table tent, a little paper card with a QR code which you scan, and then you see the menu on your phone. And we are pretty much offering that at cost prices to our restaurant partners, because we value their loyalty and we want to be there for them in this difficult time and provide a product that helps them to deal with the new normal or with the current normal.
No, okay, wonderful. So as you've heard from Simon, they have huge opportunity. If you're a restaurant out there, maybe an hotel as well, they have huge opportunity. They have a platform where It can be like a lead magnet for you to brand yourself, to advertise, and get more customers. How many restaurants do you have on your platform now?
Good question. Quite a lot.
Okay.
I have not counted them recently.
Okay.
We're constantly getting new clients. We have pretty much all our clients have been, or we lose very little because what we offer is just very comprehensive and affordable. So we have clients that have been with us since the very beginning for years and years. They have been loyal. We interact with them frequently.
Nice.
So it really became a very good partnership, and that's also why now during the pandemic we offer these QR code menus at such low cost that we want to value their loyalty and just give back and help them.
Wonderful. That's great. I like the way you put your customers first, and the way by putting them first, that loyalty basically comes in because they're happy. So how does that feel, being an entrepreneur?
How does it feel? Okay. It's a roller coaster. It's probably the highest highs you can experience and the lowest lows. What we discussed initially.
Yeah.
It can change from 1 minute to the other. It can change by one phone call. But if I have to do the average, it's an amazing journey. It's just it's so much fun. You get to the office and you see all these opportunities. You work with your team and say, okay, which problem are we going to tackle today? So it's a feeling of excitement. It's a feeling of freedom, and it's just a lot of joy.
Oh, okay. Mixed feeling, excitement, joy, which is, I can see there's some positivity into that. My follow-up question, we've seen during this pandemic, real estate, tourism and hospitality, which are some of your clients, been affected. And you as a company serving them, what are the learnings that you've acquired during this pandemic, dealing with some of your respective customers, that can help you in future?
What are the key learnings? The key learnings are to never give hope.
Okay.
Tomorrow is always better than yesterday, in one way or the other. Even if the general situation may be the same, at least you're further in your thought process and how to deal with this. Another thing that we've really learned is that during these times, it's very important to stay innovative and to adapt quickly, because what may have worked yesterday may not work today. So you always have to stay on your toes and keep thinking, okay, what is the next thing we can do? How can we improve the businesses? What are the products, not that's needed tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
So always think ahead and never to give up hope. I think that is the most important learnings.
Thanks a lot, Simon, for that. For entrepreneurs out there, as you've heard, businesses in tourism and hospitality or real estate, you need to be innovative. You need to not give up, and you need to think ahead. Those are the key learnings that Simon and his company, they've learned during this pandemic. Let me go back to my follow-up question. You have a diverse team. What are the key things you look at when you bring people on board? You have Vibe Kigali, which focus on advertising businesses in tourism and hospitality. You have Vibe House, that is in real estate. What are the key things you look at when you want to bring people on board?
That's easy. It's passion and it's drive. Because when you have passion and drive, that means you can learn anything. So someone who has been in advertising, if he's hungry, then he can easily switch over to real estate. One other thing that I look at is usually we're looking for someone or for people with a bit of a sales mentality. Because not necessarily because we all want to send them out and to the field and sell, but the sales mentality helps to understand exactly what we're doing, because everything that we do in the company ultimately serves the goal to make our clients happy and to sell our product or our clients' properties or our clients' cars.
Okay, wonderful. So you, sales mentality, sales ability are very, very important when you want to bring people on board, because you're an advertising company and selling, it's one of the assets that team members need to have.
But even more is really just a passion and a drive for what we do, and positivity.
Yeah.
It is super important. You have to come to an office in the morning where people are looking forward to the day and are not afraid of the day.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. And I would like to understand from a customer perspective. If I'm a customer, if I'm looking for like a restaurant, if I would like maybe to rent a house, why should a customer utilize your platform or your services? What makes your company unique?
So first of all, let me say there's a lot of good companies out there, right? Yeah. There's a lot of good real estate companies in Kigali who will help you find a good house. And in fact, there is a good community among these companies, and we work together every day. We speak to the other agents, we speak to the agencies, and we have a very good working relationship. And that's also for the customers to understand if they work with us or one of the other, our partner agents. They don't only get to see our properties that are listed by us, but also we communicate the demands to the other agents, and that way we can provide a very thorough portfolio of options to our clients and make them happy. We have in Vibe House, as in all of the Vibe companies, a very strong focus on customer service. We want to make everything as pleasant as possible. You know, finding a new house is always a busy and hectic and sometimes stressful situation. So our team really focuses on making it easy for you, take as much work as they can off your shoulders, provide you with accurate information and guide you all the way to signing of the contract, and mostly even beyond. When it comes to like installing internet, our team is there to help you with that.
Wow, so you point something very, very important. Not only you help the person find a house or find what they're looking for, you help them through along the process, and even after they've received the service, you also follow up with them afterward to ensure the customer experience and the whole journey meet their expectation, which is very, very, very great. And those are like the key attribute of customer care that enable company in 21st century to still be on top of the game. And talking about customer, how do you feel like when you wake up maybe, or you check your emails 5 a.m. in the morning, and then you receive an email from a customer and say, "Hey Simon, I'd like you to help me maybe find a house to rent." How does that make you feel receiving that email just when you wake up from your bed?
It feels very good. It really does feel very good, and we're fortunate enough that after all the hard work we've put in the beginning, now we get quite a few of these emails. It feels good because it's a reward for all the hard work that we as a team have put into this, for all the hours of thinking on how to advertise something, on touring properties to find the perfect match to the client. So it's just the reward. So this feels great, but what feels even better is when we get an email that says, "Thank you very much for your services. I've settled in the new house now. Yeah. I'm super happy, and I'm going to recommend you to my friends." So this feels even better.
Better. Okay, cool. You have different revenue streams in your business. You run 3 different companies. Is it hard to create partnerships to work with, and for some of the businesses to join your platform? Is it hard? Is it easy to create those platforms to have an hotel or a restaurant be listed on your platform?
We try to keep it as easy as possible. So, for example, you mentioned initially Vibe Cars, which it's already active, but we're doing currently is the soft launch, and we're doing a proper launch in a few weeks. But there, people can just go on vibecars.rw and add their own cars. So it's very, very simple for someone who wants to sell their car to utilize the reach that we have with the platform. They can do it themselves, and then our team will quality control. Forging and maintaining partnerships, what you initially asked, is relatively easy because there's a lot of overlap. There's so many partners that we've worked with for such a long time, and Rwanda is a very entrepreneurial country.
Yeah.
So someone who sells houses probably also has a car for sale. So rather than challenges, we see a lot of synergies between all the different businesses, and bringing all these things together is really what Vibe is about. It's like an end-to-end solution for both advertisers, developers, and the clients. So this is what we're constantly working on.
Wonderful, that's great. Let me wrap this conversation with my last question. What is the best advice you ever got in business?
The best advice I've ever gotten in business is do it.
Okay.
Just try it out.
Okay.
I told you, I arrived in 2015 here after I finished my master's, and I was sitting at home back then in Germany and thinking about all these things I could do, all these opportunities that there are in Rwanda. And then someone told me, in fact my parents told me, okay, you've been thinking about it for so long, you keep talking about it, just go out and do it now. Yeah. And this is the very same day I booked the flight in October 2015, and I've been here. So it's the best advice I have gotten, and it's also the best advice I could possibly give is for anyone who's dreaming about starting a business, do it. Like, just try it. Find something that's not capital intensive in the beginning, so if it goes wrong, your losses are not huge. But you can't lose, because even if your initial idea fails, the learnings that you get from this are incredible. The people that you meet on this journey are incredible, and the joy that you get from it is irreplaceable.
Wow, just do it. It's the same mantra for Nike, right?
Exactly. We don't get any copyright issues here.
Just in brief, just in short word, how do you see the future of the industry you're operating in? For some of the viewers listening to us.
It's a diverse industries, but the one thing they have in common is that I see a very bright future. Rwanda is just growing at an incredible pace. We get a lot of emails currently, especially during the pandemic, where people say, I live somewhere else, I see how well Rwanda is managing the pandemic, so I want to invest and I want to move here. So we are very, very positive about the outlook for the real estate sector. When you drive through the streets, you see there's construction going on everywhere, and there's a big, big demand from within Rwanda and from outside. This pretty much translates directly into the car business. It's the same situation. People who buy, if they move here, or if they start earning more money and can afford a house, they will also be able to afford a car. So that's the same.
That's wonderful.
Advertising is, I believe, going to be one of the key industries in Rwanda in the years to come, because of the fast growth and because of the increasing wealth and the new brands coming into the market and more and more people investing here. So advertising will be essential for these brands as well as for the brands that are already established to get their new customers and maintain their existing customer base.
Wonderful. I like all those insights about what is coming next. So we are coming to the end of this conversation, and my guest today was Simon. Thanks a lot, Simon, for making it to the show. The conversation continues on social media using the hashtag 60xbusiness. Remember to tag me. My handle is Kitumaini. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, remember to be safe, wear your mask, and I see you down the road.